It's the J Bass Today Show. Get ready for a good time, a good time. It's the J Bass Today Show. Get ready to ride.
Season's greetings. God bless you to you. Welcome to the J Bass Today Show. I am so excited that my friend and sister, who is also my fellow co-host on the JaeTae Show, is here joining me again as my special guest. Chantae, how are you? Oh, I'm here. I'm tired, as you rightfully know. So we might be long and we might not, depending on how we get caught up. But we are carrying over. You've got to watch the JaeTae show from today to understand where we are, where we're starting our conversation. But I do want to say I apologize to those of you who may have been looking for the J Bass Today show on Thursday. So much was going on Thursday. In fact, that's the day that we were talking about in preparing for the photo shoot and running and doing errands. And the crazy thing is my phone has several reminders the day before, the day of, set up to remind me about the J Bass Today show. And every time I saw it, I said, I'm gonna get to it. Well, today is Sunday, not the day that we are to air, which is Thursdays at 2 p.m. However, we will not miss this 28th episode. And so grateful to be able to share with you and grateful to have our special guest. And so the conversation, thinking about, we were talking about this Keys fundraiser that I'm doing to help raise funds to get the music that God has given me to write, which I truly wholeheartedly believe is God-given. And the reports that I've received from those who listen to the lyrical content and even the movements of the music and things, that this is some good music. And so one of the things that came up was that the most entries that I have right now are from someone I've never met in person. In fact, a stranger I met on Facebook who we've interacted for a few weeks, and apparently he's seen something that says, I need to invest in this young man. And it brought to mind all those that we serve with and that we see on a weekly basis who get the privilege of hearing the music that God has given us and all of this, and that many of them just don't support. And you know, the truth is you can't make nobody do nothing. And even sometimes just even having a conversation like this is not even worth it because many of them will hear this and go into judgment and talk about you instead of saying, you know what, it's me. And if I can do something to help, I will. It's sad that that is not our mindset. And so that led Chantae, she got fired up and bothered because Thursday, which I mentioned was the photo shoot, it was only my family from Lufkin and Chantae, and that was only what was that, four family members, three adults, my mom, two aunts, and my little cousin and Chantae. And also I took a picture with the photographer because the reason I wanted to do the photo shoot was because my birthday is coming up on June the 16th. And I want to do something special. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time, but things have happened. And so I thought, you know, the best time to do this would be to celebrate 42. It's not a 5-year, but I honor God because it's half of 21. I've lived 21 years over my 21st birthday. And the thought of what I've been through just in those 21 years, it's nobody but God. And so, again, my thought is whatever I can do to ensure that He gets the glory out of this music and out of my life, I would do it. He has not, as I shared on the other show, He has not given me a sponsor or given me the cash myself in order to pay for this. You know, I honor Him because I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to pay them usually on time with no issues. And so I honor Him for that. But what I bring in is I'm not able to really support my dreams and goals. And so I have to do things like fundraisers, and I'm counting on others to help me through this. We hear reach out for help. You have not because you ask not. And the hardest part is when you can document, you have documented proof of asking, of putting it out there that you are not ashamed, that you need help. And then for you still not to receive that help. I think what have people said behind your back that has caused so many to want to ignore what it is that you're doing, which is, to me, the thought of taking pictures with people that I've met along this journey, especially those that I have fellowship with now, in my heart and mind, that's a good desire. And I was thinking about this. I'm loading you up, Chantae, so that when you come out of that gate, you can really go forth. Thinking about how there are so many who have dreams and goals. And I'm really targeting those of us who our dreams and goals are God-given. As I shared it in the other episode, while others are planning parties, while they're planning baby showers, and what else can a person plan? Whatever it is, a club event, whatever, we're thinking about how can we put on the next conference, the next revival, the next worship and praise service. How can we do this? This is what's on our mind. And so, it just makes a difference. And you would think that a lot of your support would come from those in the household of faith, because they get a firsthand look at what you're trying to do. It seems like that they would be a backbone to help you get these things done, that you shouldn't have to do fundraisers and things. But truly, such is life. And even though that can be disheartening, it really can. The truth is, I know that just like God raised up this stranger to sow $100 into this Keys fundraiser, he can touch so many other strangers that not one person besides Chantae that I know be put on this board sharing in helping us reach our goal. If I had $30,000, it wouldn't be a problem. I'd put it toward this music and have the assurance, because when I get in the studio, we work. Chantae is a witness. I don't play around. I want to make the most of our time. And so I love working in the studio. I love the music that God has given us. And so it is hard. It is trying, but that's what trusting in God, that's how trusting in God makes the difference. And so, Chantae, I've loaded you up. You are free to share your thoughts on what has been shared.
I was just sitting here thinking, Chantae, just be cool. Because, this is not the first time this topic has come up. This seems like something that we always hit the same brick wall with people. And it's disheartening because it doesn't have to. And it's just the truth. If you say, let's go eat, let's go get plenty
you
of
don't have a table full.
And I get it. I'm going to start with the Keys. I didn't know that you didn't know this person. This is the first time I've heard about that.
Oh.
So to have a person that you've never met in person, and you see people every single day. And these are not strangers. These are people that you've been knowing for years. You can't send $20. $20. I have an SUV Cadillac. $20 doesn't even get me to a half a tank.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So it's not like you're saying, okay, I'm missing out on this, and this. I get my nails done. $20 don't even get me a
Don't even get it. Come on.
Don't even get a basic pedicure for $20. So you're spending money on things that you can't sell into something that's beneficial for the kingdom. This is not a worldly thing. This is something for the kingdom. I don't get it. I don't. And then I'm going to talk about the pictures. Jay posted, I don't know, a month or so before.
Yes, multiple times.
And then,
even though I didn't send out individual invites.
You said that today, the pictures, I was like, it's, if you log on to Facebook, you pretty much going to see the same people on Facebook every day. So they're seeing your things, you know, and it's so crazy because I had people reaching out to me about the photo shoot.
Oh.
About information, you know, because you said to text you if they were gonna, you know, for more information. So they would just say that they were available and they didn't even show up.
And then the fact that my number is the one on the flyer to be contacted. That just, what is the problem? What is the issue? See, that bothers me.
But, you know, but when they see you, they love you. And how was this and how was that? Congratulations on school and this and that, this and that. That's bull to me. And I'm sorry. It is. It's bull.
Oh.
It is. Because if you can support me in school, congratulating me on 2 ways, you should be able to support me with $20.
Wow.
You should be able to support me to come take a picture. And that's not even costing you anything.
But a trip.
All you actually was to show up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
One picture, in and out.
We was done in the whole hour with 5 people. Yeah. And Jay did several individuals.
And I paid for several hours.
And we were done in an hour, literally. I don't get it. And you know, one thing about it is that I told my therapist on Friday, she keeps telling me to stop. Like, I always say, I need a Chantae. Because one thing about it is I'm going to show up for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to be there for you no matter what. Mm-hmm. People do not do that for people.
God help us.
They come up with every excuse. Mm-hmm. I was told today, you know, I went out of town to see my brother. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, you know, I really need to get back for church. Instead of lingering around, I got back on the road and got up, came home, took a wash off, and I said, you know what, I came through, Lord, I got to take a shower. That would make me late because I had to take a full shower.
Yeah.
And got to church. And I said, how many people would not have come to church today after getting up driving 4 hours?
Right. True.
They stay home for dumb reasons. They don't sing in the choir for dumb reasons.
Uh-oh.
I mean, come on, Jay. You know this to be true. Why is that? Do we just want to be seen?
Oh.
Or do we really, really, really want to do what God called us to do? We can put on the bling and, you know, all these 3-piece suits and, you know, all this stuff, but what are we really doing? I don't get it. I don't.
And that brings me back to being surrounded by so many gifts and talents.
Yeah. What
are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing? And, you know, I want to thank God for those, you know, we're going because the things are how they are now. But I do want to say I am grateful for those who have sown down through the years. And I pray that you see it has not been in vain to have released 6 volumes on my own and helped others to release up and down the road, in and out of cars, traveling with all that equipment to make that happen. The work ethic means so much. And it seems like people make it seem like you didn't do anything, but all the time, all the money, all that it required to get that done, it shows that the individual doing it is willing to put in the work. And so you would think people would say, I will support, but I created a group on Facebook, and we haven't been doing much interaction, but it's called the JaeTae Ministries Angels. And it is for me to be accountable to those of you who have sown, because it means more than you know. Because people, the truth is, even though we're having this conversation, people do not have to do for you, especially, you know, and I think about being in this area, and you hear things like you're the best in the county and all those kind of things. We have the best. And yet, you know that what you have wants more, desires to do more. And yet we go weeks without a word and only converse on Sunday. What more does that say? What more can a person think or believe? And so, you know, that's why, again, being able to trust God and to know that He has planted you in a place for a purpose, you've got to know that. The reason I'm able to show up and continue to do what I do, knowing there is at least one somewhere out there who would really appreciate, to the point where we're working. We're not talking about it. We're not saying we're doing this and then nothing. And so it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And, you know, the truth about it is this is real discussion, because if you have tried to achieve your dreams and goals, if you have hosted a program, if you have done something that you wholeheartedly believe that the Lord was leading you to, those that you know did not support you, of course you're going to leave feeling some kind of way. But the thing is, part of being spiritually mature is I can't treat you no different, because again, what I know is that you don't have to do anything for me.
Agree with that.
Oh,
This is just my opinion and my opinion.
Come on, opinion. Let's hear it.
They do have to.
Oh.
Because we'll go and support Frankie Beverly and May, somebody that we don't know.
Oh.
We'll go support Patti LaBelle. We'll go support Usher and Beyonce. These people have millions of dollars, and you paying hundreds of dollars to go see them. So yes, they do have to support you.
Well, no, because
that's not right.
Apparently, Beyonce or whoever else you name has touched them in a way that I just haven't, has ministered to them in a way that I just haven't. And the truth is, you just got to accept it.
So this is not the JaeTae show, but I got a question for you.
Oh.
So when you saying that you haven't touched them in a way that other people have, and they come to you and they tell you that you have, how does that make you feel?
Say it again.
Okay, like you said that you haven't touched them in a way that Frankie Beverly and Mays or Beyonce have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you see them, they love on you, they hug on you. Are you okay?
Keep going.
Okay.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. But when they see you, it's a total difference. Or they'll make a post on your post about, how much they support, but then you're saying that they don't have to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, the truth is, it just is what it is. And the hard part, as you have brought out, is knowing it. The hardest part of that is knowing that they're doing other things. And the truth, I mean, people have a litany of obligations.
Yeah.
And it just, it's not easy to know that you're doing all of this, and that what you're doing is not high up on those that you are in connection with enough on their litany of things for them to see that you need their help. Just imagine, I think of things like this. If I posted the J Bass Keys fundraiser, and you might not have 20, but people that I know say, J Bass, I just can't do 20 right now, but I got 5. And this comes from a wealth of people. We'll fill up the keys. I might have to try to scribble 4 names on one key to make it up to that $20, but it still can be done. And so, yes, the truth is, it is disheartening. And, I think that is one of the things about being in this season. I'm so grateful that we are studying crushing on the JaeTae show, because that just happens to be my crushing. And, as I said that, the thought was that with the crushing, as we've been reading, we know that what is to come is wine. And so, as we've been talking about, who's to say that this isn't training ground, so that when God does move us and put us in position with those who are, what did I call them, our tribe, and those who will tap into all of our collective talents and gifts and figure out how to use them together, that once God does the work, that's not what's next. But we've got to be faithful through this.
I shouldn't say this, but I know that this is the J Bass Today show.
Oh.
That's what it is. I was sitting here thinking about what was the fundraiser the 50-50?
Yeah.
And your mama won the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to make a post on Facebook because people, you kind of alluding to people possibly thinking that you rigged it for your mama. Okay? I'm sitting here thinking, if I was somebody on the outside thinking, oh, they're just saying this because they're friends. No, it's not true. I don't feel this way because Jae is my friend. I didn't know Jae as a friend first. I knew Jae as my leader first. And then we became friends. So I believed in his vision before I believed in him. I didn't know him.
Yeah,
God, what I saw in Jae was what God gave him was the vision. True Labors of Christ in the music. And through that, built a friendship. So this is not somebody speaking just, oh, this is my friend. I've been knowing him for years. And, I joined his group because I was his friend. I didn't know him. He was literally a stranger to me.
That's right.
But he literally had friends who don't support.
Oh, God.
I know. That's so sad for me to say.
Oh, Chantae.
It's true. You got friends who don't support. So I don't want anybody thinking that we're just sitting here, two friends trying to make y'all feel bad, but it's just the honest truth, is that people are not supporting because of no reason. This is not, I think Jae said the other day he made a secular song. And I thought to myself, if he releases a secular song and these people support the secular song, I'm going to be too rude. Because I'm thinking back and I looked up at this picture on the wall of the 7 and 8 volume recording. Those songs that we recorded that y'all have not heard yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all haven't heard them, but those songs got us through COVID.
That's right.
Not Jae and I, but True Labors of Christ. Yeah. Because I'm telling y'all, those songs are powerful. The lyrical content of them will encourage you, will, give you the push to go on. And that's what the word is. You don't necessarily have to have a Bible for it to be God's word. God's word is coming through the songs. And he's just trying to get his word out any type of way. God is using Jae through lyrical content because, he is an organist, so he is known as an organist. And not the preacher, not the speaker, but an organist and a writer. So this is a way that God is able to bring his word forth to the world. So what's the problem?
It just goes back to, again, people are going to do what it is that's on their heart, that's foremost in their heart. And, sometimes I wonder if they somehow think everything is okay the way it is, and that there is no desire for more. But I just can't understand that when, just like I said earlier, I've cried out for help. I've done all but beg. I've put aside shame to share. And so, I didn't really expect that this was where the J Bass Today show was going today, but it is, it just is the truth. And so that, the reason for this show is because I have been encouraged to encourage. And so my word of encouragement, and Chantae, probably you have a word of encouragement in spite of it, for those, again, who do have God-given dreams and goals. And, that is one of the hardest things too, is when it seems like what you're doing is not being supported and put on the back burner, but you're seeing others who do what you do being supported, and they have what they need in the people, and you see them doing all these great things, and you wonder, God, where did I go wrong? What is going on? And for years, I started to believe, God, it must be me. So why am I still doing this? Why do you still even have me here? Why do you still have me why are you allowing me to do this? But I thought about, and I've shared this in somewhere that brought this up, that from a young age, I've just been drawn to gospel music. It's not that I intended to be holier than thou, but when I wanted to put on something, I wasn't looking for whoever he is, or Beyonce. I was looking for Mississippi Mass, Chicago Mass. When I started buying stuff, I forget what that place is where they would ship you a CD through the mail. When I bought CDs from them, they were gospel, all gospel. And when you look through the things I have, it's gospel. And it's not because that was really even intentional. It's just what I was drawn to, just like serving the Lord. And yes, there have been times of unfaithfulness. There has been time of doubt. In fact, because of the tearing down and all the low things that happen, and that's one of the things that we got to talk about too, is because we see people and we see them in a certain position and we think they should have it all together. Especially if they're in the church, but you don't know what that individual has been through, what they're going through, what things that have been put inside of them in the form of words and stories and belief that they are working and fighting through. And it's not easy. And it's not something that happens overnight, because it didn't happen overnight. This is, you're talking about years and maybe even decades of being beat down, being torn down. And so for people to walk away because you took a moment and you relapsed and felt like your faith was waning because so much had happened, you're being crushed. But, you know, I think about in the book where God talks about isolating us to ferment us. And that just is my belief in this season, that is what God is doing. He's pulling us away to ferment us, to prepare us to become wine, good wine, so that when that wine comes forth, he truly will be glorified. All right. What is your word of encouragement, Chantae?
Okay, I was writing down so I don't forget what you said. When you said about being in the church and, you know, say people not knowing what you're going through, but I think that's all around in life. That's just not in church. I'm thinking about people on jobs and you just never know, you know what I'm saying, what they've been through or what they're going through. I think about as a teacher, how you got to get up in front of children, no matter how you feel, you know what I'm saying, and still do what you're supposed to do, because you're leaving an imprint on their life. Same thing with your music. No matter what you've been through, you still have to do it because you're leaving an imprint on the earth. Because when you're gone, the music will live on. Be here. That's right. Forever.
That's it.
But my word of encouragement, honestly, is to those that have not caught on to the vision, catch on to the vision. That's the first thing. And then for those that
are encouragement, number one, and now number two.
For those that are dreamers, that have things in them that they don't know how to begin, how to get it off the ground. You have JaeTae have talents and gift services, even though we're not active in it, it's still here and it's ready to be used for anybody. That if you need help, you have someone that's willing to help you because he's been there. Yeah. We've been there. You know what I'm saying? I have a group that I got a message on Facebook that said I hadn't been active on the page in months.
Wow.
Because it's just, I stopped believing in it.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Lord help us.
So, you know, just my word is dig up the papers, the books, the music, the whatever out of the baskets and dust the dirt off of it and get it going.
Yeah.
This is the season it's summertime now. So now I heard somebody say that now you plant a watermelon seed in the ground right now. This time next year it'll be a big old watermelon.
No.
That's what I was told yesterday. Plant it in the ground now and watch God let it grow. But plant it. Start on it. Yeah. Write the vision out. Make it plain and do what you got to do. Let God, no, you do your part and then God will do his part. That's what I have to say.
You know, I don't even know if I got to the encouragement, but as you were speaking, I was thinking I should say to stay focused. I encourage you to stay focused in spite of what people have said, in spite of what they've done. And if you've gotten off focus, get refocused. Think about what you initially felt when God first gave you the assignment to do it. Think about that versus what you've been through since then. And so God bless you to each of you. Chantae, you have anything else?
Thank you so much to be a guest on the show again.
Thank you so much for being on again. I tell you, I'm able to talk my way through, but being able to feed back and forth between someone really makes a difference. Yeah. And, I want to shout out my brother. He is a major person in the Chicago area. And not only has he support on the Keys fundraiser, but he has been the only person commenting on our YouTube page on the JaeTae Show and J Bass Today Show. He comments, and when we Marco Polo one another, he's singing the JaeTae Show jingle. He's singing the J Bass Today Show jingle, and that just means so much. Because even in thinking of that, it's not just the finances that they're not supporting. It's not just the dreams and goals. It took years for me to bring the J Bass Today Show forth. God, I had to wait years. I tell the story. I created the J Bass Today Show email decades ago. Oh. And was expecting to get started. I tried multiple times. And now here we are on our 28th episode, because the time finally came. And so, thank God that we have these testimonies of things that are happening, that are taking place. And so even if they don't support any of it, we have a responsibility to keep going anyhow. Yeah. It's not easy. Nobody said it would be, but we got to keep going. This is my final thought. One of the things that I appreciated about taking music literature this semester is looking at the lives of classical composers and composers throughout history who had all kinds of issues getting their music done, getting any kind of recognition or any of that. And some of them died without having any recognition. The lady that I did my report on, her husband and the men that were writing during that time outweighed what she was doing, to the point that she felt like, what is the use of me writing when I'm being left out because I'm not a man? And to think that and now 200 years later after her passing, now she's getting recognition. People are actually listening back and saying, wait a minute, she had something that people in her dispensation missed. We've talked about, especially because I work with so many youth choirs as a young person, even into my 30s, those kids don't forget. They won't forget the imprint that was made. And the thought is that some of them have grown up and been put into leadership positions and they haven't remembered, but who's to say they won't? The seed has been sown. And so the next encouragement is just to keep sowing, keep watering, and trust that God, who is able, will give you the increase. God bless you all. Thank you again, Chantae, for being my special guest today. Thank you all for joining us for the J Bass Today Show.
It's the J Bass Today Show. If you change your attitude, you can change your life. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I found out. Now I'm telling you that it's your attitude.